Hello, and welcome to What is Crypto? I'm Matt, and this is Crypto. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Casper, and more specifically, exactly where I see the price of Casper going in the short, medium, and long term. So if that sounds like it could be for you, smash that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Cheers, legends. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Now let's get into it. Now, as you're aware, Casper's been absolutely crushing it lately. I was super vocal on the channel calling Casper under the 11 cent mark to continue to accumulate, especially as we touched levels under 10 cents. And I got a fair bit of hate on it at the time, but we are almost a 2x up from there today. So if you've been following along and you did act on those, then you've probably been doing fairly well. Now, as you can see, Casper has been absolutely ripping ever since we broke out of this descending triangle or descending wedge pattern. Currently we're sitting at a price of just under 17.9 cents, and we did go up to test our 18.3 cent mark, which was our all-time high for a daily close, a level that we also visited on the 29th of Feb after setting on the 18th and 19th of February. So the question of the day is, where next? Now, after massive pumps, it is quite often that we do get retracements. So quite often, if you use your fib levels, you'll get a retracement to the 618 level. Now, if we draw a line in here and mark that as our 0.618 line, and then delete our fib tool, we can have a look. So a retracement to this level of 15.5 cents wouldn't surprise me at all. And really anything that holds above the 13.8 cent mark, I would still say that it is quite bullish for Casper. Now, I don't think it's going to come down this far, and I apologize if you want to accumulate more at the sub 14 cent level, but I really don't see it happening. So what I see happening for Casper is something that I briefly mentioned on my Twitter. You can give me a follow if you like. I'm not enormously active on my Twitter yet. I'm a bit more active on my Discord, which if you're interested, it's totally free for now and you can join below. But yeah, what I mentioned on my Twitter was that I saw three paths that Casper taking, and I've also given levels that I would bid retests of being 15.9, 14.7, and 18.3 cents. So how do I get those figures? Well, these to me are quite key levels. Now you can see this was a huge amount of resistance. It was our initial all-time high, and we had that as resistance. Every time we hit it, we would get rejected. Now we broke up above that level after retesting it once more. And since there, we used it as support before using it as resistance again. It's a level that we've really been playing around with a lot. And once again, in this run, as we ran up to it, it's a level that provided a fair amount of resistance before we flipped that into support. That is my ideal price if we do get a retest down to the 14.7 cent mark, or 0.147, 0.149, that mark, around that range. So if we do drop to that, bounce above it, and then continue on higher, that's a level that I'm going to be looking at bidding aggressively. I think more likely we might get a retest to the 15.9 cent mark. So how I got that level is, once again, a key level of support. Once we broke through it, continued to hold it as support before losing it, and then had that level as resistance multiple times on the way up before breaking through. Now, it is really normal after a massive pump to have a slight retracement. So I think really either the 14.7, the 15.9, or potentially the 618 level, which is in between those two at 15.4. I think one of those three things is likely going to happen. Or my other super bullish case is Kaspa doesn't really give a shit about charting. It doesn't really give a shit about retracements just yet. And it punches through to all-time highs and then retests the all-time high level before continuing higher. So I know I've just given multiple different likely scenarios, but I think that's what we kind of need to do here. So what I'm doing is adopting a wait and see approach. So if Casper goes up, retests that, and holds this level and then continues on up, I'm going to be bidding there. If Casper goes down and retests this before continuing up, I'm going to bid here. And finally, if Casper goes down to the 14.7 level and holds this and then continues up, I'm going to be bidding aggressively here. So one of those three things I think is likely going to happen next. The 618 puts us also at 15.5 cent. So those are three levels that you could have in your mind as potential entry targets if you've missed out on Casper. Now, I do think we have a lot of room to grow, and this is just my short-term accumulation price targets. I've already got very heavily packed bags of Casper, and I'm hugely bullish on it going into the future. After we do break to all-time highs, which I think is probably going to happen over the next weeks to months, I do think that the next level of resistance resistance is here. Now you can just draw top to top on your own chart, and depending on when we get there, I think this will be somewhere between the 25-cent mark and the 30-cent mark, probably around that 26-27-cent mark. So when we get to this level, we'll likely have a retracement to a key level that we've had. What I want to see after that is us break through this resistance, retest it, and then continue on up. I'll then also be bidding here. Now, to me, the time to bid on Casper is running out quite quickly. We are in a bull market, and every indicator that I've looked at off past bull cycles indicates that we've still likely got many more months to come in this bull run. But time is running out. The risk to reward ratio is getting worse and worse. And what I mean by that is the later in a bull run you buy, the less gains you're going to make. And you're also buying closer to the end of the bull run. And as we all are pretty familiar with, or we should be familiar with, at the end of bull runs, the price action to the downside is horrific. It is absolutely terrifying. You can have a look at what some other large cap cryptos did over these time periods. So looking at Avalanche, a really, really good play and one that I'm hugely bullish on. Last cycle from top to bottom, it dropped 94%. Let's look at Solana. From the top of last cycle to the bottom of the bear market, we had a 97% drop. Now, there was a little bit of FTX FUD, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say only a 95% drop. Still absolutely horrific. Best case scenario, and we only lose as much value as Bitcoin did, and we're still looking at a 75% drop. So really what I'm expecting is that we have a drop around that 90% mark. Now, although I'm hugely bullish on Casper, I've plotted this in as to what these retracements might look like in the bear market if you miss selling or if you hold on too long. So I've gone 87% drop. To me, that seems kind of fair based on those other metrics. So based on an 87% drop, if you had a $3.30 Casper, you'd be dropping down to a 42-cent Casper. If you had a $2.40 Casper, you'll be dropping down to around a 30-cent Casper. And if you had a $1.60 Casper, you would be dropping down to around that 20-cent mark. Now, although these are just arbitrary numbers that I've kind of picked out of thin air, I do think somewhere around this range is probably most likely. My price predictions are somewhere between the $1 mark at the most bearish case and the $5 mark at the most bullish case. Now, if you want to have a look at some of my other exit metrics, I've got them all listed in my Discord, which is totally free to join. I'll leave a link down below. Awesome. That is just my 2 cents on the market. Thank you so much, legends, for watching. I really do appreciate all of your support. Don't forget to like the video, drop a comment down below. Let me know how your Casper's going. Let me know what your entries of Casper have been. Even if you've bought the absolute top back here, you're going to be even on your bags. So there aren't going to be too many people on Casper that are underwater. Maybe one person that aped a bag right here on the 20th of February. But hey, I think the vast majority of people are going to be up on Casper, and I think the vast majority of people, if you're going to be holding Casper for more than 6 months, are going to be significantly up on Casper from here. So yeah, don't forget to like the video, drop a comment down below, say hi. Also, you can join my Discord for free if you want. If not, no worries at all. I still really appreciate you watching my videos. I appreciate your time, appreciate you, and I will catch you in the next one.